18th, 2022. Let's call the meeting to order, and if we could all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Boyce?
Here.
Martin?
Here.
Dole?
Here.
Crockett?
Here.
Geske?
Here.
Phillips?
So we have a quorum. Tonight, as always, we begin with the approval of the minutes. In your packet, everyone has received the minutes from our January 3rd, 2022 meeting. Are there any changes, additions, deletions, corrections? Seeing none, I accept a motion to waive the reading of the minutes and approve them as presented by the clerk.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Dole, second by Martin. Roll call.
Dole?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Crockett?
Abstain.
Geske?
Yes.
Motion carries. Public participation, is there anybody that signed up to address the board?
No, we have public, but no one signed up to speak.
Okay.
So.
Village President's Report tonight. The only item that we have on the agenda for the Village President's Report is a presentation that I will turn it over to the Chief.
Thank you, Mayor. We're about a month behind on this. Our office manager, Carla, if you want to come on up, Carla, got her 20 years in over a month ago, actually, but due to some scheduling and meeting and stuff, we weren't able to get her certificate. We want to do that today. Carla's been with us, I said, 20 years. And like office managers, oftentimes she's the hub of the agency. Things kind of revolve around her. And she does a lot for us. I mean, in clerical work, the typical clerical work, which is challenging enough with the ever-changing rules that the state comes up with reporting, accidents and our use of force and all that kind of stuff. But she does a great job of keeping up with that. But I think the two most important things she does, number one is her ability to communicate and handle people at the window. People come into a police department oftentimes not in the best of shape or not the best day of their lives, and she's their first point of contact, and that's a really important time to be talking to people. And she does a great job of handling it, and actually handles a lot of those calls for us. I mean, she handles probably as many calls as our officers do. She saves our officers a ton of time by the way, her knowledge and experience that she's able to answer a lot of their questions before an officer is even called in. But I will say that probably the most important thing she is to our officers is a great listener. She is actually a trained peer support specialist, and as the hub of our office in there, she hears a lot of our officers' complaints, concerns, all kinds of stuff, and so she actually volunteered to go to our peer support class, which is a really intense class, and given the circumstances of what happened over the last few weeks, very stressful time, that couldn't have been more timely. So we're thrilled to have her, and we're looking forward to her next 20 years. So Carla, in grateful recognition of completion of 20 years of loyal and conscientious service as a member of the Manteno Police Department, congratulations and thank you for your service.
Carla, do you want to say anything?
I can.
Wow, 20 years, yeah. Let me see here. I want to thank all you guys for just being here for me for the last 20 years. All of you have played a vital role in some part of this craziness we deal with every day. And to all my Manteno police officers, thank you for always being there for me too. And that's it. Thanks. Here's to another, not 20, but maybe 3 to 5. Something like that.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Thanks, Carla. I certainly appreciate, you've been here longer than most of us, and so, we've seen a lot of the changes, and the police department's changed a lot over the course of the last 20 years, both physically over there in the location that you're at, and then with all the officers and the turnover with the different personnel over the course of the years, the different leadership of different chiefs and the different sergeants and lieutenants and patrol officers that have come and gone. So you've seen a lot, and you've definitely been a staple in the department. So thank you very much for everything that you've done. That's the only thing I have under my agenda. The village administrator's report, Mr. LaRock.
Thank you, Mayor. Just have the one agenda item, which is the opening of the bid for the golf course. We received one bid from Alexander Real Properties LLC. The bid amount is for $600,000. That's the only bid we got.
Okay. That's from Alexander
Real Properties
Real Properties LLC. All right. That, we'll be putting that on the agenda then for the next committee meeting, which is when?
That'll be next Tuesday.
Okay.
We just
And
at
we'll
7 a.m. here
we'll
in the
just, you know,
boardroom.
discuss, obviously, we'll go through the bid and see what other, if there's any other particulars or any other specifications or anything else that's there. And then we'll be discussing where we go from there, whether that's an, acceptable bid or what other options there might be available if that's not acceptable.
Yep,
Anything else?
that's it.
Committee reports, Public Works and Utilities, Mr. Boyce.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I got a couple items. First one is a motion to award the contract for the Legacy Park concession stand plumbing project to Precision Piping, Kankakee, Illinois, for a cost not to exceed $105,500. My second item would be a motion to award the contract for the Legacy Park concession stand Phase 2 project to Integral Contractors, Romaville, Illinois, for $243,200. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Boyce. Properties and Recreation, Mr. Martin.
Nothing tonight, just our next meeting is gonna be not till March, but that's creeping up on us. It'll be March 16th at 7 o'clock here. Jim will call it, and that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Public Safety and Health, Mrs. Dole.
Thank you, Mayor. I have one item on the agenda, Ordinance 2122, an ordinance amending Title 4, Police Regulations, Chapter 1, Misdemeanor Code, Article 6, Offenses Involving Morality, Section 4-1-6-12, Gambling of the Municipal Code for the Village of Manteno. As discussed at a previous Finance Committee meeting, the state amended the gaming statute to allow non-home rule municipalities to increase the fees associated with the gaming terminals. This will increase the fee from $20 per terminal to $250. I don't know, Al,
This was a not ordinance, but a law passed by the state of Illinois across the whole state. So we're just taking their the ability to raise the terminals, and this is the fee that each person that supplies gaming machines pays to the village.
Thank you. My next public safety meeting is February 9th at 7 a.m. at the Village Boardroom here. I've got a couple tips. More than 300 new laws took effect on January 1st of this year. The new laws cover everything from excused mental health days for students to a minimum wage hike, to new official holidays, to criminal justice reform. One of the new laws that have a local impact includes the Preventing Youth Vaping Act, aimed to prevent vaping by children, placing additional restrictions on e-cigarettes, including imposing additional civil and criminal penalties. Law enforcement officers can also seize tobacco products or electronic cigarettes that violate the bill's prohibition on marketing to children. There are also changes to the FOID and concealed carry laws, including encouraging but not requiring fingerprinting. Those who agree to fingerprinting are granted streamlined processes for renewing FOID and CCL cards. The Illinois State Police can now issue combined FOID and CCL cards to qualified applicants. ISP will also have a public database of all guns reported stolen that can be checked prior to the transfer of any firearm to prevent inadvertent sales of stolen weapons. The state police will create a new violent crime intelligence task force to conduct enforcement operations against those with revoked FOID cards. More information on these and all the new laws can be found on the General Assembly website. Also want to think about cleaning your fire hydrants when the snow is around them. Clearing snow from around a fire hydrant and shoveling a path from the roadway allows emergency personnel to quickly locate and access hydrants for fire-going process. It is generally considered the responsibility of the property owner to clear snow from a hydrant in front of their home or business, but we encourage you to adopt the nearest hydrant regardless of location, especially for elderly friends or neighbors. The few minutes it takes you to shovel a path to the hydrant can truly be the difference in a fire emergency. When we all pitch in together to care for our community, we all thrive. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Dole. Planning and zoning, Mr. Crockett.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have any items on the agenda this evening, but we do have a Planning and Zoning Committee meeting scheduled for Tuesday, January the 25th, 7 a.m. here in the Village Boardroom, and there is also a Planning Commission meeting scheduled for Tuesday, February the 8th, 6 p.m. here in the Village Boardroom. And that's all I have.
Ryan, is there any agenda items for the Planning Commission?
So far, there is not.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Crockett. Finance, Mr. Geske.
Thank you, Mayor. The only item I have is payment of bills in the amount of $583,549.95, which includes TIF bills from TIF 1 of $0. There have been no bills authorized or paid between board cycle. And our next Finance Committee meeting is scheduled for February 9th at 7 a.m.
Thank you, Mr. Geske. So the items that we'll be voting on the consent agenda, Mr. General Government, Mr. Phillips, is not here tonight. He has no items on the agenda. He should be back at within the next meeting or two. The items that we'll be voting on in the consent agenda are as follows. Under old business, we have nothing. Under new business, we have ordinance 2122, which is an ordinance amending Title IV Police Regulations, Chapter 1 Misdemeanor Code, Article 6, Offenses Involving Morality, Section 4-1-6-12, Gambling of the Municipal Code for the Village of Manteno. Awarding of the bids, we have a motion to award a contract for Legacy Park Concession Stand Plumbing Contract to Precision Piping of Kankakee, Illinois for a cost of $105,500. Item number 2 is a motion to award a contract for the Legacy Park Concession Stand Phase 2 project to Integral Contractors of Romeoville for a cost of $243,200. And a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $583,549.95, of which there are no TIF bills. Are there any items on the consent agenda that need to be voted on individually? Seeing none, I accept the motion to take a single roll call vote of the question of passage of the agenda items as read.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Crockett.
Second.
Second by Geske. Roll call.
Crockett.
Yes.
Geske.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Dole.
Yes.
Motion carries. I accept the motion to approve by ominous vote the ordinances, resolutions, orders, and motions and orders contained in the consent agenda as read.
I'll make it.
Motion by Boyce.
Second.
Second by Dole. Roll call.
Boyce.
Yes.
Dole.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Crockett.
Yes.
Geske.
Yes.
Motion carries. You have anything tonight you want to talk about, Mr. Boyce?
No comments tonight, thank you.
Mr. Martin?
I wanted to make sure I brought to everybody's attention that this Saturday, January 22nd, at the Manteno American Legion, they're having a benefit for the Bradley police officers involved in the incident in December, and it's from 12 to 4 this Saturday, and they're going to have it's a donation of at least $10, and you get a burger, and 100% of the money is going to the officers and their families. I know the Legion is donating all the food, the Sportsman's Club's bringing things, and people in Midtown, so it's going to be a group effort, and also the 100 clubs involved. Nobody's taking any money, everything's going to the families. So noon to 4 this Saturday at the American Legion right here in Manteno.
Chief, do we have extra people working Saturday where if they need any traffic or roads or streets blocked out? And hopefully there's a big enough crowd where the traffic issues that if you just make sure that the people that are on duty will keep an eye on what's going on over there if they need to block off the road, or whether or not maybe Jim put a few barricades staged around in case we need to block something off if there's a lot of people.
Or if they need a burger.
Thanks, Mr. Martin. Mrs. Dole?
Well, thank you, Carla. Is she still with us? Thank you very much for your time spent, and I know you travel quite a ways to get here every day, and you're here early morning till it's dark out at night in this weather or whatever. Arrive dark and you leave dark, so, but no, thank you so much for all that. You've done a lot and answered a lot of questions for a lot of people and helped a lot of people, so thank you very much.
Mr. Crockett?
No comments, Mayor.
Mr. Geske?
I have nothing.
I have nothing further, except a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that.
Motion by Crockett,
Second.
second by Geske, roll call.
Crockett,
Yes.
Geske,
Yes.
Boyce,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Dole,
Yes.
Motion carries. Thanks for coming, for watching.
That's what I'm doing.